Interestingly to note, Roy Keane has been fined for violent conduct against Manchester City, if you see on the right hand side here, which is quite realistic, yeah, if I say so myself. Hello and welcome back to the FM blog channel. My name is Reese. Coming up in today's show, we recreate that famous Man United tactic from 1998/1999. Now, if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe. So here we are. I've made this tactic myself. We are in Football Manager 2021 and I have all the players from the 1998-99 squad in my team. Well, half of them anyway. I've got Peter Schmeichel there. Look, I've even got his... Oh, it's not actually Peter Schmeichel. Okay, so what I've done is I've changed their nicknames. Gary Neville is Wan-Bissaka, for example. Ronnie Johnson is Eric Bailly. And Jaap Stam is, yep, you guessed it, Harry Maguire. Andy Cole up front with Dwight York. Obviously, that's Anthony Martial and Edison Cavani. I think it works really well. So you've got Bruno Fernandes is David Beckham. He's got crossing of 16, for example, and he's not the fastest. Ryan Giggs is probably the only one which isn't the best fit because Marcus Rashford hasn't really got a left foot to speak of. Roy Keane is Scott McTominay, of course he is. Paul Scholes, Paul Pogba, that's right, you guessed it. So this is the team. It's a 4-4-2, especially without the ball, and I'll talk you through the whole tactic, and also if you want to download the tactic, it'll be in the Discord. If you click on the Discord link in the video description, it'll be amongst the pinned comments in the main chat. We finished second in the league. Liverpool absolutely smashed it, but we managed to finish second with this using this tactic. The only thing I really changed throughout the whole season is the mentality and the fullbacks. At the start of the season, we were playing with fullbacks that were supporting, and one of our wingers was attacking, one of our wide midfielders was supporting. Then I changed it about halfway through the season to have both our fullbacks attacking, or automatic anyway, and mentality onto attacking. Looking at the schedule then to look at some of the results. At the start of the year, doing really good. 3-0 against Wolves, for example. 4-1 against Tottenham. Really good patch here. 2-0, 1-0, 3-0, 4-2, 4-2. A bit of a sticky patch towards the end, but not really a massive sticky patch, to be honest with you. Just a bit of a squidgy patch, maybe. That's what I'll do. I'll talk you through the tactic, and then we'll watch the extended highlights from one of the games, as usual, and I will kind of talk you through how I see the tactic working from the instructions that I've given the players, if that makes sense. So here's the tactic then. To start off on the team mentality, it is a custom wing play tactic, and the mentality is attacking. In possession, we are playing extremely wide, passing into space, overlapping on the left and right, and focusing passing down both wings. We're more direct and higher tempo as well. Mixed crosses, but no instructions in the final third. So we're not working the ball into the box, but we're also not shooting on sight. We're not playing for set pieces or dribbling less or more, and we're not being especially more expressive or especially more disciplined. The idea for that is it's hard to kind of tell if that team from 99 are more expressive or more disciplined. They're definitely disciplined because each person is doing an individual job and it's quite structured, but they're also quite expressive, I think. So I kind of left it in the middle there. So in transition then, the Man United team of 99 are a counter-attacking team. The counter press wasn't really in fashion back then, and you've got to remember this is back 10, 20 years ago now, is it? It's about 20 years ago. So the counter press wasn't really in fashion, so we've left it off this tactic. The goalkeeper is distributing to the target man and taking long kicks. None of this modern short kick business. If you want to change that, if you download this tactic, maybe you might want to change that because modern football is slightly different. In terms of depth then, with slightly higher defensive line and a standard line of engagement. There could be an argument to put that higher rather than standard, but I've left it at standard. The reason being, I think from my research that I've done and from being a United fan, the pressing from the team was there, but it wasn't there for 90 minutes, so it was kind of in stages. So there'd be like a 10-minute period maybe where the team would press really hard, and then maybe throughout the whole second half they'd sit off a little bit. So it wasn't intense all the time, but there could be an argument to increase the line of engagement, for example. I have got pressing intensity extremely urgent, but as I was saying, sometimes it may be down here or up here, but it's not really something that's that easy to change in game, especially when you're testing a tactic like I was. Tackling I've left blank as well. So going on to individual instructions. Peter Schmeichel here as a goalkeeper. Now I did think about putting him as a sweeper keeper, and he was quite aggressive when he's coming out to challenge people. So what we have done is we've put him on take more risks and tackle harder as a normal goalkeeper. Gary Neville then as a standard fullback with automatic mentality. He's got get further forward and stay wider. That's for those decoy runs, those famous decoy runs where he would overlap David Beckham and cross from the byline. Shoot less often and dribble less, because obviously we know it's Gary Neville, it's not Messi. Dennis Irwin on the left then, very much fullback automatic. No additional instructions for Dennis Irwin. He was an excellent fullback and he did everything an excellent fullback should do. He took penalties as well, but there's obviously no penalty taking option. The two boys at centre back then are marking tighter. David Beckham, the wide midfielder, otherwise known as Bruno Fernandes. His individual instructions are to get further forward, tackle harder, because these guys in the midfield, Beckham, Scholes and Keane, were aggressive. Cross more often, of course. Shoot more often and take more risks. That passing range from David Beckham is what you want to see. And as a wide midfielder, he's not necessarily a winger. That is the David Beckham role. Scholesy then as a roaming playmaker. Shooting more often, of course, and tackling harder as per Paul Scholes. Roy Keane then, of course, tackling harder, but taking fewer risks as well as a box-to-box player. Ryan Giggs then, the only real position which we couldn't replicate properly because we haven't really got that left footer in the squad. Played here by Marcus Rashford. He's a quick and good dribbler. He is a winger, that is it. Ryan Giggs is the archetypal winger, very much the same as Dennis Irwin. You don't need to change anything there because that role is made for him. Dwight Yorke and Andy Cole up front then, the partnership, a deep line forward alongside an advanced forward. Dwight Yorke tackle harder and shoot more often, as well as Andy Cole tackle harder and shoot more often. And that's to do with the press and the pressing intensity. And when you get to that player, you want to leave your foot in a little bit, okay? Interestingly to note, Roy Keane has been fined for violent conduct against Manchester City, if you see on the right-hand side here, which is quite realistic, yeah, if I say so myself. So like I say, if you want to download this tactic, give it a go. It's not perfect, but it is replicating the 99 tactic, I think, quite well in a lot of cases. I'll show you the extended highlights of the Sheffield United 3-0 victory now. Like I say, if you want to download the tactic, it'll be in the Discord link amongst the pinned comments. So you can see here in this position, John O'Shea has just picked the ball up defensively and cleared it all the way to the halfway line. And that's what I'm talking about, old-fashioned football. None of this playing out of the back. We don't play out of the back. If we're in danger, we kick it long. This is 20 years ago football we're talking about now. So then you can see Gary Neville picks it up at right back, gives it to David Beckham, plays it forward to Dwight Yorke, who puts a direct ball straight into Andy Cole, and I've just paused it there. Roy Keane picks up the second ball, out to David Beckham. First time cross in from David Beckham right onto Andy Cole's head for the first goal. So you can see here, Gary Neville's just picked it up at the right back position, played it into Ronnie Johnson, puts the ball out to Beckham, back into Scholes, who puts a great through ball, very direct to Andy Cole, who fails to finish this time around. So you can see here now, straight from kickoff, David Beckham gets the ball on the right hand side, gives it to Gary Neville, who this time his decoy run isn't a decoy, and he crosses the ball from deep, puts it right onto Andy Cole's head, who misses it, and Giggs comes in from the wing to drive the ball right into the top corner. So very Ryan Giggs-like goal, actually. Here then, we can see a goal kick from Sheffield United comes to nothing when Yapstam clears it out to Andy Cole, gaining all that territory. Cole loses the ball, comes back to Yapstam. This time he gets it to David Beckham. Danny Higginbottom on the right-hand side plays it back to Beckham, puts it cross-field ball all the way to Paul Scholes, who's popped up on the other side of the pitch in that roaming playmaker role, passes it into Andy Cole, who scores in the top corner, and that makes it 3-0 to Man United. Guys, that's it for the tactic today. Let me know in the comments if you've tried it or if you like it. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.